Hello, hello, Stephanie Taylor. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks podcast. I'm so delighted and grateful for your presence with us today. November, happy November.
Yeah, the 1st of November, the year has gone so quick, 2021. My gosh, what happened? Yola, it's great to be here.
Thank you so much. And before we start, could you tell to my listeners and to myself where you're talking from? And yes, where are you talking from?
Yeah, so I'm coming to you live and direct from Newport in Wales. It's part of the United Kingdom, right next to Bristol in the southwest of England. Yeah,
so we are both in the same country. That's amazing. It's such an amazing way of getting together with people. Like I feel like, yes, she's in England, because a lot of people comes from everywhere in the world. And it's not often that I talk with people in London or UK or British community, if I can say that. But thank you so much. And thanks. I'm so excited to talk to you because you got really good things to say, I'm sure. And how I say, a type of business that I'm very interested. So this is going to be very, very good for myself. And I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy. So tell me, who is Stephanie Taylor in 3 words?
Oh, that's good. In 3 words, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a learner, and I'm a teacher.
Whoa, awesome, beautiful. So entrepreneur, learner, and teacher. A lot of progress. He's always growing, right? Always developing and finding new ideas and improving yourself. That's really powerful. So, and what do you do?
Well, I haven't always been an entrepreneur. I haven't always been in the growth mindset. And in 2016, I had a moment that changed my life. Just a simple everyday happening, a telephone call from my mum when she was ill. And it just really made me assess my life. I'll tell you briefly what happened. Wow. I was getting ready for work. I lived in Bristol at that time. And that's in the UK, in England, in the southwest. And I was working at a bank in financial services. And my mum called me one morning. I was getting ready for work. And she just was a bit tentative, maybe a bit anxious. But I was also anxious, but not about the right things. So I was more anxious about getting to work. Right. I was doing a presentation that day. I was very hurrying her off the phone. She started apologizing for calling me, and the call ended quite briefly. And when I went into work, did my thing, didn't give it another moment's thought. I was at my desk in the afternoon thinking, oh my gosh, Stephanie, you did that talk really well. I'm really pleased, because I'd been so worried about it. And then it just came to me, my mum, oh my gosh, she was there. I just pictured her waking up on her own, just needing a little bit of reassurance, because she wouldn't have called if she just didn't need that little bit of connection.
Right.
To say that everything would be okay. And it just made me realize I was living my life with the wrong focus, because if I hadn't gone to the bank would have been absolutely fine without me. But my mum and my close relationships are the ones I want to be there for people. And at the time when that happened, I was 45. And that added extra fuel to my fire, because I thought, in the past, I might have thought, well, other people can do these things. I knew that business was the answer to get more flexibility, to be able to move around, to be able to have a different kind of life, and a life where I could put my values first. But I didn't think that I was capable. I thought there were all these secrets that other people know, that certain people know, and that certain types of people are not allowed. And I was in the not allowed category. It was not for me. And so I had to get over all of that. And I had the courage to get over it all because of the age. It felt like now is the time.
Fabulous. That's really good. And is your mom, you mentioned that your mom was not well, is that correct? She
Yeah, she's fine now. She's fine now. I bought her a Fitbit, which is counts your steps. It counts your steps.
do her
And
right.
we all got one. She wasn't very well, so we all got a Fitbit. She wasn't, she had a problem with her joints and things, and I thought walking can help. So we all started doing it to keep each other company. And of course, mum is still going, all these years later. I think that was about 3 years ago. And neither Nicky or I, my sister and I, we no longer partake of the steps. So she's now doing 20,000 steps a day. She's in
Whoa,
her 70s.
that's really good.
Yeah.
She does more than
Yeah.
me. That's really, really good. That's
She
really
does more than most people.
That's really
Yeah.
good. Remembers me my grandma. My grandma has 100 years. And this weekend on Sunday, I was talking to her and she managed to get my number write my number over the phone. And I was like, oh God, thank you so much. Because it's such an inspiration seeing her listen my voice and I'm saying 07 and she's got it. She's got it, the full
Yeah.
number. And she's 100 years.
Yeah.
It is powerful and she's just my favorite. It's beautiful
Yeah.
when they are on that stage and they can do these kind of things. 20,000 and she used to walk a lot like your mom, so that's really good, really, really good. Well
Yeah.
done for her. And so 2016 came. You had
Yep.
vision, this power, the fire came up a little bit more stronger.
Yeah.
What happened? You got it.
Well, I thought, how can I do this? How can I make it happen for myself, for my family? And
Really,
I just thought it's too complicated. And business is it, but how do you do business? And I had the idea of property because, as you know, everybody in the UK knows somebody who became well off through property and no longer works. A lot of people accidentally. So I thought, oh, maybe if normal people can do it accidentally, maybe if I look into it, I could do it intentionally. And that's where I started going to property events and finding out more about it. And you've probably thought the same, Yola, that if you're going to invest in property, that
you need,
you're going to have a lot of money.
yeah, I thought I thought about it.
Yeah. And there are lots of ways to do it where you do need a lot of money. But there are also, what I found out when I started going to these events is there's lots of ways where you can invest in property or get started having a property business without actually needing a lot of money to start off with. And one of those ways is called rent to rent. And so what happened is that we set up what's basically it's a property management business. And I'll just explain it briefly. What we do is a bit like a letting agent, but a little bit more and a little bit, quite a lot better paid. So what we do is we rent the property off the owner and then for a guaranteed rent, and then we rent it out to the housemates for a higher but still affordable rent. And in between, we do the property up a little bit and we make the money between what we pay the owner and then the bills
Yeah.
and what we pay the tenants, what we get from the tenants. And for each single property that we have is usually it's a house share where it's like a student house, and people share the kitchens and the bathrooms. Sometimes there might be en suite. But for each property that we manage that way, we earn over between 500 and over £1,000 each month per property. So you can see how that can really add up when you've got a few properties and
Right.
you don't need to buy the properties to start off with.
Very nice way, like strategy. And then from that money you start to earn, you grow, you
Yes.
get to a point that you can start to invest in properties. That's correct.
Yes, absolutely. So, well, two things happened. What happened was everyone was looking and saying, well, how are you doing this? What's going on? And we were showing the properties before and after, and we really leaned into adding care to it so that we had lovely homes for the housemates and that it was a great service for the landlord. And so it really became this ethical system because, as you can imagine, when there's a low barrier to entry, there's some people who are doing it wrong. or they're doing it without a good intention. And so the rent-to-rent strategy is sometimes thought of to be like a scam. It's not a scam when you do it legally, ethically, and that's what we started teaching people, how to do it legally and ethically. So you're quite right. So we had our award-winning property management business, that's called HMO Heaven. And then we started buying properties and we got a development business. And normally we buy blocks of flats or commercial property to turn into blocks of flats. And then because people were so interested in it, we also have our business Rent to Rent Success, where we teach people how to get started in property with little money. Because I'm a passionate advocate that I struggled for many decades as a young teenage single mom and on benefits for some of that time. And so I just think, I wish I had known. And so I'm very keen to let everybody know that, yeah, there is an ethical way to get started in property with little money using this rent-to-rent strategy.
Wow, that's amazing. And how long does run like the training last when we don't the rent-to-rent success?
So we have a step-by-step training where we meet with you every week, help you get your business set up, help you start negotiating with landlords and agents, and it's 3 months. Okay. But we also have lots of free resources. So we've got a free rent-to-rent masterclass and guide. So that's a 90-minute video that shows the before and afters, and that deep dives into how the whole strategy works. And it asks all those questions that people always ask, like, why would a landlord give a property to me, especially when you're new? So yeah.
I heard that before. And that it is, and that program, when you run this training, I'm just now focusing on the training. The training is built to buy or to rent in any part of England, right? Or UK?
Yes.
Because the strategy works anywhere. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. That's really good. And wow, this is true business, really powerful, because at the same time, you, like you said, you are an entrepreneur, a teacher, and you a learner. And you learn so much, but at the same time, you give to other people the opportunity to live their lives and focus on their aims and goals and how we say, now I forgot the word, but like you mentioned about your family and friends, being focused on them, because it's exactly like me. All I think about, okay, I'm doing too much, but I'm not paying attention. They don't need me. It was so good when you said that at the beginning. You were at the bank. They would go well without your presence. But your mom, maybe not. She needs, and that's so important. That's really good. Wow. And who is your audience normally?
Yeah, it's people, I suppose, like I was, who are working maybe at a bank, and they just think, I would love to have another stream of income. I don't want to rely on this job. I want to have some money that comes on a consistent basis. I want to have my own business. Maybe they want to use this as a stepping stone to buying properties for investment purposes. Wow. So that's who my audience is.
So with that, you mean like it's females and males, anyone?
Yeah.
With the desire.
Yeah, females and males.
That's really good. Yeah. Thank you so much for this. And what can I ask you? Another question that I have for you. During this, so you started 2016. We are in 2021. Since then, I'm sure you had struggles. I'm sure you had like that you couldn't close the contract or you couldn't do that. Yeah. What would you say to someone that is going to start now, and if he's willing or if he's interested, what would you say to them to encourage them?
Yeah, it's, you know what, going to work is hard. Going to work is hard. But sometimes when you're in a situation, you don't see the hardness of it because you're used to it. And when you're thinking about doing a business and you can see all of the things that can go wrong and all of the downfalls and all of the pitfalls, because your brain is really good at keeping you safe and identifying all the possible dangers. it's don't let your brain fool you, because when you look to the top of the mountain, it can look so challenging. It can look so far away. It can, like when I was looking at the top of the mountain, when I was thinking about how do I get out of the bank, I thought, oh, it seems too hard for me. I don't think I've got the capability to do those things. But actually, we all have the capability to take the very next step, because we each get our own dreams.
Right.
And sometimes we push them down, but when they come and slap you in the face, they're your dreams. They're designed for you. So you have everything you need to get there. You just have to take the first step, and then at the second step, the third step. When you're 10 steps in, you can see different things than you could see before.
Okay.
And you become more equipped for the journey as you're on the path. So I think just keep the top of the mountain in mind, but don't expect to get there in one leap. Know that you've got all of the steps to take on the way. And as you take those steps, you become better equipped for the journey.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. And for you, like, because we are women, how did you find the process? Is harder than for men, or is just, I believe it?
Yeah. I think some things are harder and some things are easier. I think I think we're very known in our area because we stand out as two Black women sisters who are doing property, but also doing it to a very high standard. So when people Google onto our website, HMO Heaven, all of the reviews come up for the property management business from housemates and tenants. So I think even though people may have looked and thought, oh, I don't think they'll be very good, or I don't like them, or they may have, I don't know. When they see you sticking there year after year, and they see that you're providing a good service, you're doing good things, everybody respects that, even if they don't actually like you.
So that's right. And you just mentioned is you and your sister.
Yeah.
So you are two. Okay. Yeah.
We're two.
I did check
So,
your links that you sent me, and I actually saw two girls. So I said, "Whoa, this is great." And I thought like they're gonna be together, but I wasn't sure. And here we are. We are just with Stephanie. But maybe one time, like in the future, we can be together, all three at the same, doing a podcast.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I would like to hear you both talking about because I believe like you have different experiences, like in terms of things, and that's really, really amazing. Wow.
Yeah. And we put our story, we wrote the book. I don't think we're using the video, but we wrote the book, Rent to Rent Success, because not everyone can do the program. And this is a great, really affordable way for people just to get that whole rent to rent success system. And it's on Amazon, it's on Audible as well. And to find out how they can get started in property with little money. So we've got that out there as well.
I'm not sure if I have that link, but I will need, so I can add to our Amazon store as well. As a Women Flix, we have an Amazon store, and we can point people to there as well, or even on the description of the podcast will be your details. But it is available on your website. How can people get this book?
Amazon, they can get it on Amazon. And also, if people like to listen to books on Audible, and if anybody's listening and they don't have an Audible membership, you can get the book free on Audible and listen to it free at renttorentssuccess.com/audible, AUDIBLE. But that's only, Audible are only giving that to people who don't have an Audible membership yet.
Okay, good to know. I don't have, but I can check, and I will check on Amazon. I'm more into the write than listen.
Yeah.
Who talks on the book or Audible? Is you?
Both. So I do some parts and Nicky does some parts. We've got about half and half.
Oh, that's amazing. I like your voice, so it's going to be good because the voice needs to take us, when
Yes.
reading a book, the voice is really important. So, and I like, you sound really good, very calm, and I like the tone. Okay, so good, good. So now, thank you so much for everything. This is amazing, amazing information, amazing tips. And I would like you to say to my listeners where they can find you in terms of social media and how they can reach you.
Yeah, so for the property management and development, we're at hmoheaven.co.uk. If anybody's interested in finding out more about rent to rent, then it's at renttorentsuccess.com, and we've got the free guide and masterclass there. And if anybody's interested in blowing up their life, by that I mean taking their life to the next level, blowing apart what was there and creating something new that you would never have believed, then I also do Blow Up Your Life. It's one-to-one coaching. But the very first step is called Ignite Your Spark. And it's really about seeing what your actual true desires are, because for many of us, especially women, I think, we spend so much time thinking about what other people need that we actually don't know what we want in our life. So I am doing these free sessions, the Blow Up Your Life, Ignite Your Spark calls. So you can just message me on Instagram. I'm Stephanie T Property on there if you're interested in that.
Oh, fantastic. You mentioned the free sessions for the coaching, Blow Up Your Mind.
Yes.
It's like in a group. It's like a group session or individual?
It's a one-to-one. Okay. It's a one-to-one. It's just that very first, I've got a framework of questions. So we just go through the very first ones. It's just to really, I love the sessions because I get excited because people come in. Sometimes they think, I don't know what I want. And sometimes they think, I do know what I want. And other things come out that surprise them, that come out of their mind, because the questions take us into different parts of our mind that we don't normally go into.
That's really interesting. Wow. So all this information in terms of your social media, because I have access to your Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and also do you have a group somehow, like, I don't know, Facebook?
I don't. We did used to, but we don't now. We have one for the people who are on the program, but we don't have another one anymore.
No problem. And then I do also have a freebie from you. I'm just checking. Yes, like you mentioned already, the guide and masterclass for rent to rent. So.
Yeah, and I'll add in the coaching. I'll add in the coaching as well, so that people can get in touch about that.
Fabulous, fabulous, Stephanie. And I'm sure I'm going to get in touch. We're going to keep in touch because I need to find more about your training and everything. As my listeners, please get in touch with Stephanie and get your life running and maybe do this coaching session, which sounds amazing. Blow up your mind. It's like, how you call it? Blow up
your life. Yeah.
I was mine's life. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best. And yeah, keep doing what you're doing and doing well.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
No, you take care. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.